Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, to all my graceful audience, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Rehmat EmpowermentWala, striving to achieve self-sustainability for me and for other people alike. I'm your host of this interview series named Empowering Minds. In this interview series, our objective is to call upon such honorable and prestigious guests who not just have empowered their own mind, but they are trying to explore and empower other people's mind also. So we get to learn from their experiences and get motivated by their passion towards the betterment of the society. So serve the purpose here. We have our guest, Umesh Agarwal from Chennai, India. He is an independent political observer. What he is more, we'll ask him and we'll know about him in the next 30 minutes. So let's go and talk to Umesh Agarwal Saab. Hello, Umesh Agarwal Saab.
Namaskar ji. Uh,
How are you, sir,
Regarding me,
today?
I'm perfectly fine, absolutely fine. And how are you, Rehmat Bhai? How are you?
I'm absolutely great, sir. Thank you so much for your time and for your presence. You were exhausted, you said, but you gave me your time, and I'm absolutely obliged by this.
It's good to interact with people across borders, and it's. I just thought, let me give it a try, and that's why I just agreed. And regarding me, I'm from Chennai. I am an entrepreneur as well. And apart from that, I'm a geopolitical analyst, and I do have my own website, indiachronicle.in. And apart from that, I was connected to the few philanthropist organizations. And basically, I do believe a paradigm shift needs to be done to break the corners, to break the choking points between two countries, and how we can develop synergies to develop relationships between the two countries, cutting the global powers out of the ecosystem, which prevents us from exchanging ideas and things. It's a complex web, and certainly there are many people outside the world are discussing that. I would like to straight come to the point that we need to increase economic ties. This is what I would like to emphasize this. And if you feel that nobody will be talking on those points.
Excellent, sir. We will talk on these points too in the upcoming time, sir. So, sir, tell us. You have told me about yourself and your introduction. So, you are from Chennai, you said, sir.
Yes, from Chennai, southern part of India.
Okay, sir. Sir, for people like me who haven't been to Chennai, so how would you describe Chennai as a city, as a place? What are the good things about Chennai and what are not so good things about Chennai?
I can't say there are nothing. Chennai has given me everything. I am born, brought up, and I've lived my life in Chennai. More than Chennai is actually it's the capital of Tamil Nadu, which basically most of the people are native Tamils. But it's a very well, what do you say, a very well diversified community which live in a harmonious way. And the city has given us a lot of things. It has given us the what do you say, the empowered us to grow, empowered us to think beyond regions, beyond established systems. And if you see about Chennai, it's right now is a coastal city, and the second largest beach in the world, the Marina Beach, is in Chennai. And definitely, if you have a very great history about Tamil Nadu, if you see, in fact, the best navy in the world in the fourth or fifth century was from the Chula dynasty, and we had our empire ranging up to Cambodia. You imagine at that point of time having a navy distant, and we could conquer lands as distant as Cambodia. So that is the greatness of the civilization. They have a great temples. The architecture is very good. The food is very good. The cuisine is very good. The Bharatnatyam, the cultural aspect, music, and whatnot. It's I can just I would summarize in a nutshell. It's something you have to experience. It cannot be described in words. Something like air you cannot describe. You can just feel it. Chennai is something you have to feel it. You have to be there.
Excellent, sir. The way you described this, I think we all want to visit Chennai sometimes in our lives, sir.
The former Pakistan, I remember former Pakistan pace bowler Wasim Akram's relative was operated in Chennai for something or other. I don't remember which was there. It was happening 10 to 12 years back. And if you see, many persons from across the subcontinent visit Chennai for healing themselves medically. Even my friend travels down from US to get his dental done in India because such is the economical cost.
Okay, sir. Sir, let us know about your profession and what do you do in your life to earn your livelihood, sir? What do you do?
I'm basically a capital market investor, and do I have my family business? And apart from that, my passion is writing and predicting geopolitical events. And I visualize foresight what is happening, and I have some thoughts on this. But as I said, I would not like to talk about the politics right now because I would like to focus on the economics, which nobody speaks.
Great, sir. Excellent. So, sir, how did you develop this profession? I mean, how did you develop this interest, like political observer, for your sake, sir? Not to be the whole talk about the whole scenario of politics, but why you did chose this being political observers?
I like to be informed. I like to meet people. I like to know what's happening right from my very young age when I was 9 years old. And I remember reading newspapers. And that time, if you see in 1980s or 1990s, when I was in my, I was 10 or 11 years old, there was one show you used to come in India that was World This Week. It used to come on Friday night at 9 o'clock. Prana Roy was one of the person who would host the show. So I had developed a keen interest, but we never had the internet and other things. So I used to spend my time in the libraries as well to get information and keeping abreast of what is happening, irrespective if it helps me in my profession or not. But I do believe that we need to know things as what I believe right now is in case if you are not aware what's happening, and I pursued it as a passion, I would read the entire length and breadth of the newspaper. So for 1 or 2 hours. So that's why I remember a lot of events happening, and this this led to something deep thinking about political events which were happening, and I could articulate what would be the way forward, what would be the next logical steps of conclusion, and if it is not, why it has not happened. So that's gray lines and what do you say, black and white lines. We need to read that as well. So basically, I can say I have developed the habit of reading between the gray lines, but that is different to different person based on the interpretations. And definitely, I would not like to dwell into that. So that's what I would like to say.
Thank you so much, sir. You are not dwelling into that. You are keeping your words, sir. You are a man of your words.
Definitely.
So, sir, can we talk about Indian politics? Like you are an observer, of course, most of the Indian politics. So, can we talk about Indian politics? What is happening inside India?
Please shoot the questions. Um,
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, as a political observer, I have to ask this question from you: that why citizens forget while they are voting that these politicians don't have they haven't done anything for them. uh, Still they go and vote for the same politicians, same parties. Why do they do that?
Basically, I would say that India and Pakistan both have been independent for the past 74 years. Before that, we had our what do you say political geographies together. Then right now we are distinct. And if you see, this is nothing new. Even Europe had to go through a lot of bloodshed before it achieved this. What do you say? The peace development which is happening right now. Basically, both the countries, the people have a what do you say, a sense of understanding. People are now understanding, evolving, and they are trying to focus, they pitch their rights anywhere, even if in India or in Pakistan, people are started questioning. They are becoming much more empowering. They have information. You cannot fool them right now. It is happening in all the countries. And even if you see, if people are not and if they are kept in the dark, there are revolts which have happened across the world. You could see what happened in Sri Lanka. You could see what happened in the Middle East, the Arab Spring. So it was always this. All these were colonial colonies. And apart from that, if you see, we never had such situation in India as well. So there is a peaceful transition of power. And even in United States, you don't have that. There were problems. You know what happened in the Capitol Hill incident in 2020. Okay, there were reports of electoral rigging, and it happened even in 20 years back, 20 or 30 years back, I believe, when I think George W. Bush in 2000, something like that happened in 2000 as well. So what I can say is we are a mature democracy. There is a peaceful transition of power. People do have limited options, but they are demanding. They are demanding basic things. They know they are voting for development. If you see in India, people are voting for development. They are not voting for anything. If the government has been elected in 2019 because they have shown some credible work, they have. One more thing I would like to say about our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He has nobody in his there whom for whom he will be leaving his wealth. The person will not try to. If you see any other political party in India, everyone is a dynast. So there are allegations of corruption and other things, and how they spend the things. You won't believe Narendra Modi's wife is not being allowed to use the name. There is a surveillance on his own family to prevent them to use the name. His brothers are vegetable vendors. Have you ever come across any report where the direct beneficiary, the Prime Minister's family members have been a direct beneficiary? Definitely no. You will not find that. Whatever is said about this man or other things, he has been given highest honor of award from around 14 to 15 countries, and mainly Arab countries as well. You can see Saudi Arabia, you can see Iran, you can see even what happened in Turkey. If you see, the first country to rush aid to Turkey was Narendra Modi. Even in Afghanistan, we have sent about 250,000 tons of wheat. So this man, even in Nepal, you see, when earthquake struck in 2015, Narendra Modi was the first person. Kashmir, it happened in 2014, 14, 15. The entire Dal lake, it was submerged in water. This person was the first to give send aid. The disaster recovery mechanism which he has devised, it's amazing. It's unparalleled. You can see what happened during COVID. 100 plus countries, free vaccine. When you could see USA's cabal actually trying to this, Pfizer and Moderna were trying to blackmail countries to take their vaccine, ineffective vaccines. You must be aware how many people died in United States. 33 crores is the population, and around 1 plus million people died. In India, it is 140 crores, and we had a death of around half a million people. And certainly, this person, on a larger scale, he has actually, what do you say, plugged the leakages. If you plug the leakages, automatically you will rise from your strength. So what the people of Pakistan has to see, they have to search that Narendra Modi. And I think you have got one. I have seen the popular support there for one person.
Sir, maybe he's not has to, achieve something for himself, but the party who has made him the prime minister, the party needs something from him, to run the party managements and some other thing. You better know than me what how party manages to run their day-to-day stuff, and They need finances. They need, money.
Um,
And you talked about international presence and international prestiges Narendra Modi got. So international politics work. You know better than me that no country, have done do anything without their own interest. So they don't know what Narendra Modi is or what Narendra Modi would do. If Narendra Modi is in their interest, they would give them awards, they give them honors, they give them, everything, projects and money. If Narendra Modi is in their interest, if Imran Khan is there in their interest, they would give Imran Khan the same. That's how international politics works. Don't
I can say one thing: if we can get the highest honor of award from the Saudis and Iran together, and if we can bring the UAE Premier on board, we have signed an economic cooperation trade agreement with UAE as well. We have I'm talking of the Gulf world. Okay, I'm not talking about the Anglo-Saxon world where he might be popular. He should be popular because the Indian diaspora is there. You might be saying that the Indian diaspora must have pepped him, but you really cannot you really cannot ignore the fact that he is being loved in the Arab countries as well, because this man means business. I told you one thing: this man means business. He gives business. He knows that only through economic exchanges both the countries can grow. And why it should not grow? It is just not exploitation. If you see what the European countries are doing in Africa, what America is doing in Iraq, they are actually subjugating. They are exploiting. But Narendra Modi is not doing that. He goes to any other country. He talks about trade exchanges. He tells us, we are going to give you aid, soft aid. You send us our raw materials. It is that you grow, I grow. And imagine, I am not saying anything. The Prime Minister of I don't remember the Caribbean country. He actually touched his feet, and he remembered for Narendra Modi sending in the vaccine. See, he can, you can say, some American leaders said, you can fool some people at some time. You cannot fool all the people at all the time. Maybe he might be an interesting puzzle for you, but definitely I can say that the Pakistan needs a leader like Narendra Modi. And because what happens is you need to talk economic exchanges. You need to build relationship based on economic ties, and whichever countries does that, and and he is even trying to build on those ties strategic partnership with UAE is going for a strategic partnership with France. Is going for a strategic partnership with America. Is going for a strategic partnership with Russia. We are buying oil at discounted prices. Imagine, Russia and America both are the different poles of the world, but Russia sells us the oil, crude oil, and we process and sell it to the Americans, to the Europeans. So India is looked as a trust. So I'm telling you, you might not, you must have heard so many things, but you cannot discount what he has done on an international stage. Yes, economic ties were important, but only through that you can build up your economy. And if you are benefiting and I am benefiting, definitely that country will confer the award. And it has helped us, and it has helped them as well. France is ready to supply us the engine. Americans are ready to supply us the engine. America wants to build the fighter aircrafts with us. France wants to build us. Now even the European agency, Gripen fighter jets, they are also willing to build fighter jets in India. So we are spoiled for choice. Why? Few years back, nobody was willing even to give to set up a plant in India. Now everybody is coming to India. Something might be good, no? Otherwise, I can say nothing. You cannot have. I will say that definitely economic ties are required. I'm saying I don't want to talk about politics. I want to talk about economic ties.
Of course, sir, we stick to the economic ties for the moment, sir. Sir, what do you think? What would you propose that people of India and people of Pakistan, people of the South region, South Asian region, how we can make them prosper and progress? These people, what are the measures we should take?
See, I would say that economic ties are one of the most important thing through which we can move forward. Whatever the issues are there, disagreements, we can keep them aside. We can go for economic cooperation and partnership. Something might be there in Pakistan which might be useful to India. Something might be useful to India which might be useful to Pakistan. Right now, most of the goods go to Dubai round trip and they go to Pakistan. From Pakistan, they go to Dubai and it comes to India. And what I propose is you need to have some sort of a pipeline. 20 years back, there was a pipeline which was proposed between Iran, Pakistan, and India. And Pakistan was to earn the royalty rights for the pipeline which was scheduled to originate from Iran and end in India. It would have solved the energy problem both for Pakistan, both for India. But for American pressure, it was shelved. And one more thing, leave India and Pakistan, China and Japan. You know how the Japanese enslaved the Chinese during the World War and other things. Literally, they were merciless. The Japanese were merciless. But today, Japan is one of the largest investor in China. In spite of that, and Japan and China share a very good trading equation. In spite of their historical differences, Russia and Japan, in spite of the historical differences, they share a very good trade. We don't have commonalities right now. We are not agreeing on such things. Where we can agree, where things are beneficial, let us start with doing that. When economic progress happens in the region, and everybody bears the fruit of development, I think so. Borders will become irrational. It will become irrelevant. And one more thing, Pakistan is very geostrategically located, and whichever country is using the Pakistan landmass needs to pay the royalty to the Pakistan rather than charging them with debt. It is in the best interest of Pakistan, for the people of Pakistan. That's what I would like to say.
Excellent, sir. You propose that gas pipeline should be completed
You're
and
not audible. You're not audible.
sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's good that you said that gas pipeline should be completed and people of the region should get benefited from this. Uh, so recently, Indian space has got that the achievement of Chandrayaan 3, and I congratulate to you on this. It cost her 615 crores to India for India to launch that project. Don't you think the scenario of India, Pakistan, and this region, we should focus on our people first, and then these projects later? First, we lift our people from poverty, give them the basic necessities, and then we think about these kind of projects. That fascinating projects, I would say. What is your intake on that?
In this modern world, when digital revolution is coming up, and you yourself mentioned 615 crores was the amount which was spent on Chandrayaan 3. The earlier mission Chandrayaan 2, we spent around 978 crores. So means we have been able to reduce the cost by 50% in the time of inflation. Effective inflation, you can say, from 678 to 950, from 978 to 615 crores. So what we see that right now communication is very much important, and you know that internet and the what you say geostation, you need to have that geo mapping facilities. You need to have communication systems. You need to build upon what do you say you if you are aware, Mars, this moon has helium. Helium is one of the very much important tools which is required for desalination plant. Desalination plants requires lot of energy. So there are other ways where which we can harness this technology. The thing is, after 50 years, somebody has tried. This is India is the first country to actually go to the South Pole, and they have found sulfur, and there are many things they are doing. And in space exploration, it is generally there is a collaboration. There is collaboration and cooperation rather than competition. Even if you see the international space stations, The Americans and the Russians, the Europeans and the Chinese, all of them come aboard. If India is developing any technology, it will be shared across that spectrum, so that any other person will take that input, and it is it's just like none of the one country can do it. USA will be definitely good in something different, but they will not be capable of getting the internet in low cost. India can do it very resourcefully. So think from those angles how things are going in the how things are developing. Even if you see Tesla is now trying to come into India. The only reason is they want to develop this low orbit Earth satellites for what you say satellite based internet connectivity. Their company SpaceX is was giving free internet to people in Ukrainians through their satellites. And there is another company which is OneWeb. OneWeb is actually owned by the major stakeholder is Bharti Airtel chairman Sunil Mittal, and the government of UK and the government of Singapore. Temasek Holdings is one of the largest investor. They have actually launched 638 satellites, the constellation of satellites which is encircling the Earth, and they are going to start satellite based internet connectivity at affordable rates, irrespective of which region you are. Earlier in India, you could do only through that cabling network and undersea cabling network. Nothing is required. So all this is possible only when you try to develop all these things. And certainly when people will of India will definitely use mobile technology, it has helped them. You can see how UPI is being adopted around by 20 countries across the world. So much transactions is happening. Even in UAE, it has been adopted. Even France is adopted. New Zealand is the latest country which wants to have our UPI. All these things have helped Indians to actually transact with each other. And one more thing, formalization of the economy has happened. Many people who earlier were not under the tax net, everything is in the banking channel. Ease of doing business. Businesses have increased. It has democratized lot of sectors. Everybody, like internet has democratized this technology. Technology can be used in different ways. We need to apply. We need to cooperate. And certainly, if you say in 1960s, Pakistan was much ahead than India in every other field, even in space research and other things. You have to figure it out where you actually miss the bus. And certainly, you have that. I know that even today, Pakistani scientists and are really good. They are being employed in lot of research institutions across the world. Yeah, Rahmat bhai.
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah,
Uh, Thank you so much, sir, for that long answer and satisfying answer, sir. Thank you so much. Uh, yes, you are right, sir. Economic is play a vital part to lift the poverty level of our citizens. So, what do you propose? How we can make India and Pakistan relationships better in coming 5 or 10 years? And do you see this happening?
I would prefer not to answer this question because right now major political powers across the world, geopolitical powers are involved in this region, and they are trying to destabilize this region. And there is it's better not to comment right now.
No problem, sir. No problem. I thought that I could ask you as an political advisor, so you see the larger picture than me, so you could debate on this. If you think that could create controversy, then okay, we'll leave it. No problem.
See, one thing is the larger message will be lost. I have repeatedly stated economic ties. Nobody speaks on that. So everybody will speak on other things. Nobody will speak about the Iran, Pakistan, Indian pipeline. Nobody will be speaking about the Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Indian pipeline. Nobody will speak about all these things. So uh, hardly you will find anyone having that economic angle. So I believe that only economic ties can help us. And if you see the Indian track record and other things, you will definitely know that you can rely on India. Even if many people on your show might not agree, but if we can be the first country to help Turkey, in spite of what they are doing, you can trust India. Even when we are sending food, aid materials to Afghanistan, we don't need to prove anything much. It is for the realization which has to happen from the people, and let the people decide. I might be a just what do you say, uh, a drop in an ocean who might be thinking right now in this direction. But I hope that everybody catches this, and because peace is very much important in both the countries to develop. We can talk about anything. You will have your views. I will have my views, and most of the things right now are colored with judgments. And also one more thing, we don't have the exact picture how things are being played behind the scenes. As I said, geopolitical powers are involved in the region to destabilize the subcontinent. So you got the point how it has to be. I have already told you Pakistan has a unique location, and if any country is using Pakistan for transporting their raw materials, they should be paying the royalty for the land usage, not charging you interest. Nothing more than that. I would like to end the show on that. Thank you.
Of course, respecting each other' views would, let us debate on something productive. If we won't respect each other' views, then no debate can happen. So I respect your views and you respect my views. I respect your boundaries, you respect my boundaries, and that's how it happens.
We
Sir,
both are common
last
citizens. We both are common citizens, and we do not have any personal affiliations. Nor we are being. I believe that now we are being funded by any group. We are not part of any agenda, nor we are part about any global think tank who try to make a smaller issue a mountain of a mole. All these think tanks which they do, all these people are doing that. I have made a simple proposition, that is trade and economic ties. The trade which happens round tripping via Dubai can happen directly. So that's what I would like to say. And if that happens, many things will come up. There should be a line of communication happening. The status quo has to be respected, and both the countries are nuclear powered. Let us remember that. So nothing more than that. I think everybody gets the indication. So it is as plain I have spoken to you.
excellent, sir. Sir, benefiting from your presence here, I would ask the last question from you. How you would see where the global politics is heading, sir? Sir, the last few comments on.
I can say only one thing right now. You can see the Ukrainian how what things have happened in Ukraine. They the Western media propped up a comedian and a nudist as a prime minister, as a president of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, and what he has done for his country. Yes, totally the country has been completely destroyed. Reports are there that all the agricultural lands in Ukraine are now in control of BlackRock and Vanguard. Everything. They are they have confiscated around $300 billion of Russian reserves, and they are financing the war from that reserves. The entire region is suffering, and we, the people of the subcontinent, need to learn from that. So instead of being a pawn in the hand of geopolitical powers, we should aim for strategic autonomy. We should see what is best for our interest of the people. And I hope so Pakistan elects a very good leader in the upcoming elections. someone who really knows how to take decisions in the interest of people. And we saw what was the protest, which was widespread protest, which happened few months back. And in my inference, that leader who has been imprisoned and who brought glory to Pakistan in the 1992 World Cup, and who built a cancer hospital with that funds, he has something to do. He might be a political no voice, that thing, but he seems to be, for me, he seems to be someone who knows what Pakistan people wants. So that's what I would like to say.
Excellent, sir. Thank you so much again for your precious time and your precious views on India, Pakistan, and global world, sir. I really learned from you many things, and I hope my audience would have learned so much from you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Namaskar.
So, audience, this was today's Empowering Mind session. I hope you have learned so much from our guest. I have learned myself, and I'll see you next time with some more amazing guests. Take care of yourself. Have a good night. Bye bye.